This is James with WSTrades.com. I want to provide an update here on ticker TTOO or T2 BioSystems. So I made a video yesterday and I was talking about their SEC filing and I thought it was just a normal offering. I made a mistake, so I took that video down and I want to dig in a little more to the offering. And the bag holders are still getting diluted. That's still happening. It's just not in the form that I thought it was. So looking at the daily time frame here, it makes this move from like 7 or 8 cents up to 70 cents, and then it's had this fat dump here. And this is typical of penny stocks. We see a lot of pump and dump with penny stocks because when something makes a crazy move like 500% or 1,000% or something like that, those moves never really hold up, especially if the company is just hemorrhaging money and bleeding money badly, and we'll see that in the financial statements here. So if we come into Yahoo Finance and we look at the income statement, you can see here that the net income common stockholders, this is your earnings, it's just negative every single quarter and on the annual too. So they're just bleeding money like crazy, losing money like crazy every year, every quarter. If you come into the cash flow statement, exact same thing. Operating cash flow, like they don't make any money. They're just bleeding money like crazy from operations, and their free cash flow every single quarter, every single year in the negative. So really shitty financials here, but like no surprise for a stock that was trading at like 7 or 8 cents before it went on this run. So here's the part I was talking about in the SEC filing. So they diluted on July 3rd, or they entered into a securities purchase agreement on July 3rd, and that included dilution of 48.3 million shares. So what they're doing is reselling some of these shares, and there's a stipulation. So there's 93,297.26 shares of newly designated Series B. This is convertible preferred stock. So they're having an issue meeting the minimum bid price requirement for NASDAQ because they're on NASDAQ, and you can see they're at 27 cents. The highest in recent history here is 70 cents. So, they're not at that $1 minimum bid price requirement. So they're going to have to do a reverse split to stay on NASDAQ. And if they don't, they're going to get kicked off to the OTC. So another red flag here, another sign that this is a extremely high risk investment here. If you've got a company that's trading under $1, NASDAQ wants to kick them off, that's a red flag for sure. Another red flag is all the dilution they've been up to. So, if you like to gamble, this is your stock for sure. If you, don't want to lose money, then this is not your stock. I suggest you look at something else or you short this thing when it goes on these little pumps. But here's the stipulation. So the Series B preferred stock can be converted into each share of that Series B. So you got 93,297 shares, right? So for each share of that convertible stock, it can be converted into 1,000 shares of common stock following a reverse split. So the reverse split is coming. I think it's talking about a meeting or something coming up here in September, if I'm not mistaken in here. But, they have to do that reverse split. Once they do the reverse split, bam, more dilution is going to come because that Series B preferred stock can be converted. And again, 1,000 shares per. So yeah, there's massive dilution here on the way. And, as long as their financial statements continue to look as crappy as they do, this is still a good short candidate to me. If they go on another pump up to 70 cents, I wish they would update the options chain, because the lowest call, the lowest strike on the chain is at 250. These guys are such shit. Like, they haven't even been able to hold $1. So like that call option is not very valuable. And the fees to borrow can be really high. So I kind of wish they had a better chain, to be honest, because when they pumped up here to 70 cents, I went out and sold the 2.5 calls, and, they weren't worth much because they were so far away from the money. But if they had like a 1 strike or a 50-cent strike, that would have been really nice, because you see they had this massive dump and this massive sell-off. Kind of figured they weren't going to hold that 70-cent mark, and, here you go. So hopefully they update the chain and, kind of give people that don't want to pay the high borrow fees, a better option to short them just by like selling calls or buying puts or something like that. So, but I also don't like buying puts, to be honest. I like selling calls out of the money or in the money, because then theta won't eat away at the value. But yeah, every time this thing goes on a pump, I'll be looking to short it. I'll be looking to sell calls. So that's kind of what I think here about TTOO or T2 BioSystems. Please like this video. Please also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Appreciate you for taking the time to watch this. Talk to you soon.